What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys have all had a great Wednesday. Hope you guys are ready for another live 2023 fantasy football mock draft with you guys with The Catch fam. So we haven't done one of these in like 3 nights now, so I know you guys are super pumped for this. So we're gonna hop right into things. So get ready. We're going to kick off very shortly here. Like I said, hope you guys are doing great tonight. Thank you guys for getting another mock put together with me. Pretty typical settings here for our mocks. Full PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, 2 flexes, kicker, defense, and 5 bench spots. Make sure you guys are taking a look through the rankings since these rankings are not completely updated. Still going off of last year for the most part. So you guys know what to do, man. And we're not going to waste any time. I'm sure everyone's here. So let's hop into another mock draft. So, news for the day, right? Tom Brady has officially announced his retirement. And this time he says it is for good. So, Tom Brady's phenomenal. No matter what, no matter what you want to say. I know there are Brady haters out there, but a phenomenal Hall of Fame career, not even close. Let me make this draft pick. Oh gosh. I was not prepared for this draft pick. By the way, guys, 30 seconds per selection, so make sure you guys are keeping posted. I'll take Chase. Let's start with the receiver tonight. 7 Super Bowl wins, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 NFL MVPs, 15 Pro Bowls, 6 All-Pros, most career wins, most career passing yards, most career passing touchdowns, made the playoffs in 20 of 21 seasons as a starter. What else can you do as an NFL quarterback? So, just phenomenal career. I know we saw this last year, but I do think Brady is done for sure. So we can shut down all of the Brady trade rumors, and it'll be interesting to see. We've kind of had this question mark throughout. Since fantasy football is ended, right? What does the Buccaneers offense look like going into next year? And now we definitely have to try and answer that question. I think Kyle Trask is the only quarterback on that roster at the moment, so definitely a lot in terms of guys like Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Fournette, Rashad White, Cade Otton, for us to take a look at going into next season. But we can talk about that more tonight. Outside of that, not really anything relevant. That just overtook every algorithm, every timeline that you saw today in the football world with, us having a break outside of the Pro Bowl this week. So nothing else really crazy going on there. In terms of our dynasty leagues that we were putting together, if you guys have any interest, that information is on Discord. So give me a shout if you guys have any questions or anything. And you must be a YouTube member, part of the channel membership to join the dynasty leagues if you guys haven't heard that already. So let me know if you guys have questions. And I felt like our first Dynasty podcast went pretty well. I think we got a lot of the basics out of the way, and I did some more research last night and today, and just taking it day by day and taking information in and everything. And I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a successful league. It's just going to take a lot of planning, and so we'll just continue to hash things out as they come up. So I appreciate you guys who are in the first full league, and the second league still has plenty of spots. So if you guys want to join, just let me know. All right, first round wrapped up here. We got CMC, JJ, Eckler, Chase. JT is an auto pick to Michael. We got Saquon, Cooper Kupp, Diggs, Adams, Hill, Kelsey. Spencer, you finally got Kelsey in a draft. AJ Brown, into the second round we go with Henry and Jacobs off the board. All right, let me hop in the live chat. What's up, J-Dubs? Good to see you. What's up, Marco? Great to have you guys tonight. Thomas, what's going on? Hello, hello. I appreciate you guys being here. Marco, I finally get to draft at a pick besides 7. Yeah, keep hitting pick 7 every time. What's up, Chase? Good to see you, bro. J-Dubs, I appreciate you keeping the spot open. What's up, Bach in the Jacks? Box in the Jack, I should say. What's going on, man? What's up, Prey? Good to see you, bro. I'm not singing tonight. I'm not singing. Taylor Gang, what's going on, man? Let's see who drafts like you, J-Dubs. Let's see. Staying far away from Buck players. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I still think Chris Godwin, like even with an average quarterback, can perform, especially in full PPR. So, and I mean, honestly, Mike Evans can too. I mean, you know, Mike Evans has definitely played with mediocre quarterbacks. So, but I think you'll definitely get a discount on them compared to last year for sure. Thomas, video is definitely helpful. It was actually Shane who sent that to me. But yeah, I'm a fan of BDG and follow a lot of Nick's content. But that was a really, really good, you know, like for starting a dynasty league and kind of dissecting, you know, some of the different aspects of setting up a dynasty league. It was definitely a good overall video. So I appreciate Shane sending that to me. And I do encourage you guys to try and sit down and at least listen to that video, because it does break down a lot of different dynamics of starting a dynasty league. So, all right, let me make a draft pick. That's my song for you guys tonight. I guess I need a running back. Me, Travis. What's up, it's Crip? Good to see you, bro. So, 2 steps to join the Dynasty League. The first league is full. Second league has just dependent on how much interest we get. There's at least 7 spots open right now. There's 3 spots. Nope, there's 4 spots taken. I'm sorry. So there's at least 6 spots open and up to 8 spots open if we get 12 people total. But just hop on Discord, reply to the thread on there. You'll see it under Dynasty Fantasy Football. It's an only active thread on Discord for that. And then to be eligible, you just have to be a YouTube member. So that is $4.99 a month. You just have to hit that join button down below, kind of to the right of the channel name. If you just scroll down a hair, and then there's also a link in the description down below. So, you know, there will be more exclusive redraft leagues going into next year as well, for those of you who are YouTube members. But also, if you want to play in the Dynasty League, you have to be a YouTube member as well. So we're just trying to give more merit and more value to the YouTube membership, and you know, kind of make sure that everyone who's joining the Dynasty Leagues are in it for the long haul as well. All right, lots of running back action here as we wrap up the second and move into the third. Second round was Henry, Jacobs, Walker, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, Chubb, Cook, Harris, Etienne, Bijan Robinson, Breece Hall, and Waddle. And then into the third round, we've got Tony Pollard and Ramondre Stevenson. I better pay attention because I was really hoping Pollard, Stevenson, or Hall would fall out here. Garrett Wilson's off the board. A lot of good running backs sitting here. I'll go with Swifty. I don't even care if he's hurt. Kelsey fell to Spencer's destiny. Albert, what's going on? Good to see you, bro. Albert, did you win? I saw 4th and Flex did a giveaway for a signed Aaron Jones jersey. Was that you who won it, or was that a different Albert? Because I know you're in like every fantasy football chat out there. So just wondering if it was you, bro. And if it was, congrats. If it wasn't, then forget I said anything. Sean Payton. Oh, I guess we didn't really talk about any of the coaching changes because last night we were just talking about Dynasty. But yeah, you got Sean Payton. I think Payton could be really good for the Broncos. So I was looking at some interesting stats for the Broncos from this past year. Like, literally, if the Broncos scored 3 more points a game, they would have won 11 games this past year. I'm repeating that off the top of my head, but literally, like, I think that's exactly what I read. Like, their defense, and we said it all season long, was so frustrating watching the Broncos because their defense was so good. But they were literally that good. It was just the offense just could not get in a rhythm ever, you know? And I do think that Sean Payton, if someone's going to be able to come in and get this offense back into a rhythm and get Russell Wilson back where he needs to be, even if he's not prime Russell Wilson. I definitely think Sean Payton and his offensive schemes can get them there. And the defense just needs to keep doing whatever they did, right? So I think it could work out for sure. Shane, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. What's up? What's up? Great to have you in the house, bro. J-Dub says, just because we have 8 hours doesn't mean everyone's to take the full 8, especially in the beginning 15 rounds. 100%. 100%. And like J-Dubs, you know, kind of from experience, and some of the other guys know as well, like we've a lot of us have done the 8 hour per pick slow drafts through Underdog and, you know, the off season and everything. So a lot of us have experience doing 8 hour drafts. I know not everyone does, but you know, think of it this way, right? If we, and like, I'm going to let you guys put it to a vote, and I'm going to vote with what I think is best because I'm in the league as well. But at the end of the day, whatever side the vote wins is what we're going to go with. And I don't think there's any way we can really argue against that. But think of it this way. If we do a draft that is not a slow draft for the Dynasty League, we're going to be sitting here for probably 4 to 5 hours anyways. You know, like, we're going to have the timer at least a minute, if not 2 minutes, probably closer to 2 minutes. And we're probably going to have like 28 to 30 rounds. So I think either way, you kind of run into a situation with a very, very, very lengthy draft. So, but we got plenty of time to figure this stuff out, and we'll just continue to have these discussions. And at the end of the day, be put to a vote. I think that's the fairest way to do it. You can't really argue against it. So we'll see what happens, man. It's Crypt. I've been trying to join a league. Count me in. Let's go, bro. Let's go. We'd love to have you, man. So yeah, like I said, just hop on Discord. You can find. Let me just here, let's pull it up real quick. So if you guys are on our Discord, you know, right under the info tabs, we got welcome, goodbye, rules, announcements, NFL news. Then Dynasty's right here. You just click into this thread, which for some reason this wasn't loading. But then once you're in here, you know, just let me know that you want to join, and I'll get you added to the list. And then you just have to join as a YouTube member, and I'll get you a link right after that. So we'd love to have you, bro, for sure. J-Dubs, after looking at the dynasty landscape, I'm starting to consider super flex with 3 wide receivers, 1 flex. Otherwise, QB is limited value. Yeah. So the more research I've done into it is that like 95% of dynasty leagues do play with a super flex spot. There's a couple of reasons for that. And the more I've looked into it, I'm going to take the stack here, Burrow and Chase. I do think it's better. And there's so many things you have to consider when it comes to a dynasty league. Like, and that's another reason why a lot of people or a lot of leagues run tight end premium, because like you just don't want to get in a situation where, like, you know, you've got a bench of 10 players, right? And, you know, it might not happen the first year, it might not happen the second year, but you can easily get in a position where you have a lot of players who don't hold a lot of value, and you have 2 quarterbacks, right? And so maybe on your bench, you know, you're in a position where if you could flex a quarterback in, you can compete, right? And I'm not saying like you have Josh Allen and Joe Burrow or something like that. Like you might have Josh Allen and Kenny Pickett, right? But even being able to flex Kenny Pickett in can literally make your team still competitive. And that happens with the tight end position as well, where you might not be, you know, rostering Travis Kelce and Pat Freiermuth. You might be rostering Travis Kelce and Chig Okonkwo or Kate Otten, you know. And that's why you see people go tight end premium, because then at least it kind of balances out, you know, maybe the opposing team you're facing that week having an extra stud receiver, running back who they can flex in. You might be able to flex a tight end in and still have a chance, you know. So the more I've looked into it, these things, you know, aren't just done for like fun or to make the league interesting. It's literally to make the week-to-week matchups. And keep this in mind. Remember, guys, over an extended period of time, like over a couple years, it's to make these matchups as fair as possible. So that's why I was encouraging you guys to watch that video and kind of start to think about these things a little bit. I mean, we've been thinking about them, but just trying to potentially, I mean, look at why people form dynasty leagues with these settings, I guess is the words I'm currently looking for. By the way, I got like no sleep last night, so I'm kind of running on fumes, but I feel like we've been keeping the energy good. So, regardless, I want to let you guys know that if I start bugging out, that's why. All right. Marcos has got sniped, wanted Bajan so bad at 2.11. Yeah, he is going, he's going pretty early. I mean, we've seen him go pretty early in some of our mocks, but hey, Hall's a good pick there. What's up, sir? Bongs a lot. Always great to have you in the house. What's up? What's up? Smokey the Cat. What's up, bro? Smokey, I wanted to ask you. I think I recalled you in the chat one night saying you want to be in the Dynasty League. And I just couldn't remember if that was a thing or if that was like something I made up in my head. But let me know if you were interested or not. Chase is a Broncos fan. I'm hyped. Yeah, I'm excited for... I like when the Broncos play well. The Broncos were always a team that I rooted for. Ever since they acquired Peyton Manning for this couple of seasons. So I was always a huge Von Miller fan as well. So I like seeing the Broncos do well. So I do hope that they take a step forward for sure. Shane, I just finished an 8-hour slow draft. Took 2 weeks, but it was fine since it's early. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, that's probably going to be one of the things we put to a vote sooner rather than later, because we will have to kind of, maybe we're gonna have to time that and everything and plan for that a little bit more. So yeah, I would say 2 weeks on average is probably a time frame you can expect. Godfather, what's going on, bro? Hello. Pray, yeah, definitely 4 to 5. I would say literally closer to 5 hours. Yeah, I had already kind of made that conscious decision, like J-Dubs, I would probably not stream more than 2.5 hours. You guys, I used to stream, like, when we first started the channel, I would stream, like, 5 hours. I don't know how I did that. I guess I was just, like, really hungry and, like, eager. And, like, now I just gotten to this point where, like, I have to, like, schedule everything and, like, make sure I don't burn myself out and everything. Thomas, are we going to use free agent bidding money for waivers and stuff? Just something I heard. We were just going to do rolling waivers. But we can always consider doing free agent bidding as well. We can put it to vote if you guys want to. So we do run an auction league. Last year was the first year we ran it, but I really do like auction leagues. And in the auction leagues that we have ran, we obviously do free agent bidding, but that's the only league I've ever done it in. But I do like that format. Just don't be like me and spend all your money on Garrett Wilson early and then drop him. Who did I get at the end of the year? I threw a bag. I threw all my money. It was Dobbins. It was J.K. Dobbins. Man, my auction team, for those of you guys who were in the auction league with me, we were this close. My team was this close, man. Kudos to J-Dubs, though. Let's see here. Marco, dude, the 3 spots sniping me left and right. And I was praying for Burrow, too. Yeah, I almost didn't go Burrow, but I was like, you know what, I had Chase, and we'll roll with the stack. Let's see. Yeah, Shane, I appreciate you sending me that video. It was definitely just a good, like, video to be able to send out to everyone and just be like, this is a perfect, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? God, this is going to be a night where I don't have words. Summary of starting a Dynasty League. We'll just leave it at that. Albert, dude, let's go, man. Let's go. Congrats. I'm happy that I saw that and I was like, well, there are a lot of Alberts out there, but there is one Albert I know who's very active in every fantasy community. I was like, I bet you that's Albert. So, congrats, man. That's awesome. Johnny used to stream 4 hours of losing at Madden. Yes, I did. Yeah, those are good. Those were the good days. What's up, Fantasy Dog? How you doing, Bursky? Great to have you in the house tonight. What's going on with you, man? James, if we do an 8 hours per draft pick, can we stream the first 10 rounds if everyone is present? Definitely can't sit for more than 2.5 hours. Yeah, I would probably do. I don't know, because then what happens if like someone has something going on and we get to like the 4th pick and that person just they're just waiting on a pick for like 8 hours. Okay, let me make a pick here. Wow. I mean, I'm just gonna take Kamara because he's Kamara and call it a day. What would happen if, let's say, it's your pick and you have 5 hours to pick, but you're sleeping? So, you get auto picked, yeah. But here's what would happen, right? Is as soon as it's your time for you to pick, you're going to get a notification, and it just depends. You can take. You can set it up to where you get an email and you'll get a notification on the app. You'll, at the very least, get a notification. And then you're going to have 8 hours to make that selection. So there's 2 ways to think about it, right? You're going to have 8 hours before your selection. Think of it that way, right? Somebody else is going to be picking for, an extended period of time is going to be on the clock before you. 2 or 3 people are going to be on the clock for an extended period of time before you. So set your queue. I mean, like setting a queue and having an active queue is going to be very important for, if we do a slow draft. Because, all that's going to happen is, let's say you plan ahead, there's 3 people selecting before you. You have 4 players that you want. You put them in the exact order that you want them, and let's say 2 of those players get selected. Well, then your next 2 priority players are still on the board. If you run out of time, if you're asleep for 8 hours, then the player that you want is going to be on your team. It's not just going to give you, Deontay Johnson or Brandon Ayuk or Jonathan Taylor at 1.5. It's you can set your queue, and regardless, you're going to be setting a queue anyways. That's just the way, especially in a slow draft, you're going to be working with a queue essentially like the entire draft. So, and the way that it usually works, if you're worried about being asleep, like anytime I've done a slow draft through Underdog, which I did tons throughout the offseason. I personally really like slow drafts because the way I look at it is like whenever I do a slow draft, it's just kind of the way the schedule works out. I never really had it turn into where like I ended up drafting a player where I was asleep. Like, and it depends, because it depends on when we start and everyone's schedule. I don't know. There's a lot of factors there. But the way I look at it is I always would either before I went to bed get to make a draft pick sometime during the night, whether it was at dinner time or when I lay down to wind down for the night, right? Or I got to wake up and make a draft pick, whether it was when I was waking up in bed and looking at my phone, what time is it? How much time do I have to get ready for work? Or B, when I rolled into work and I was kind of starting my entire day, So I like that element of I'm in an active draft, but it's not like this where I have 30 seconds to pick. I'm just actively drafting for a week and a half or a week or 2 weeks, right? I like that, but I know not everyone does. But yeah, I never really had that situation with the Underdog drafts where I was worried about missing a pick if I did sleep through my pick, because you will be working with a queue undoubtedly. So I don't think it would impact you in that fashion. Smokey, yeah, hit me up, bro. hit me up. Just keep in mind to join the Dynasty Leagues. You have to join as a YouTube member. Link is in the description down below. $4.99 a month, or you can hit the join button. And I think there's even a way to do it in the chat too. Someone had figured that out before. But Smokey, we'd love to have you, bro. You'd be in league too. But I'd for sure love to play with you for a long time, my dude. Yeah, so Shane and J-Dub's touching on that. Just set a queue. Albert, stop the clock at a certain time at night and then start up again in the morning. Yeah, that might be something I could do as well as commissioner. Yeah, so that's the best way to look at it, Thomas, is like you could plan it out like 3 or 4, picks before you, or you can literally just wait till the person before you goes. I would kind of do both when I did, best ball drafts through Underdog that were slow drafts. But, what kind of happens is like I'd probably like maybe 5 picks before it's my turn. Just have a queue set up, and then especially in best ball, like most of those guys are going to get selected, but not always. And then you just kind of move around your queue based on who gets selected, and then kind of by the time there's only one more pick until you pick, like you're gonna know who's gonna be on your team. Like even if it's 2 or 3 guys, like you're gonna get one of those guys. So I think it'll be all right either way, and I think you'll be just fine, my dude. Let's see. Some people might only take 30 seconds to pick just because they got who they wanted. Some people might be at work, so it might take much longer. Yeah, that's kind of the interesting part of doing a slow draft. Because some picks might literally be like, I would be that guy in some of those best ball drafts. Like, as soon as my turn, like, boom, I got my player. And the next guy would take 7 hours or 8 hours, So that can definitely happen for sure. All right, let me take a look here because I need someone on my team who plays football. I'm going to take B-Rob. I kind of like this little squad tonight. All right, let me just throw together a queue here, guys. Speaking of queues. Oh, I gotta crack my nut. Nope. Didn't even crack. Nah, you know what? Who needs a queue anyways? I'll figure it out. I guess Jamal Williams would have been a smart pick for me since I have Swift, but oh well. J-Dubs, I think slow drafts are much more important in Dynasty than redraft. It allows you to consider team builds down to every situation. I do agree. Hold on, let me make my face small. Boop. Got you, Thomas. I got you, bro. Sorry, I went like really in depth on that. You probably got the point. What's up, X Factor? Should I hold Debo Dynasty or try to trade him for picks? I would rather have Ayuk in Dynasty right now. It just depends on what you can get for him. But, yeah, I mean, if you feel like you're pretty strong at receiver, I don't have an issue with if you can get the right value for him, for sure. How do you feel about it? Thomas, I've never heard of slow drafts before. I've only done redraft. Yeah, if you haven't done best ball drafts or a Dynasty League, you probably haven't done a slow draft before. But there are redraft leagues out there who do slow drafts, But yeah, man, it'll be fun. It gives you a lot more time to think about your picks and kind of form your team. That like kind of panic element that some people get from drafting is completely taken away. So that could be nice. Chase, thoughts on Lenny? At the right value, I'd probably like. You see Gibson at 8.7, Fournette at 8.8, Hunt at 8.5. I think he kind of fits right in that realm. Let me make this pick right here. But yeah, we'll obviously have to kind of think about what we're going to potentially get out of the entire Buccaneers offense next year. Oh, I already have like... I mean, I might as well take Tyler Boyd. I mean, I've got... Burrow and Chase, why not? Shane, I'm the guy that takes 30 seconds. I do all my trades during other people's picks. Yeah, I'll probably be right there with you, bro, for the most part. Chase, I didn't mean to like skip over your question. You know, I think Fournette, you know, who really didn't have that bad of a season at the end of the day. You know, I mean, everyone hated Fournette this year, but he's still your RB12 in full PPR. And I mean, I know Rachaad White didn't really like get a lot of touches until like week 10. And, Lenny was hurt against Seattle, right? Was he hurt against Seattle or Cleveland? It was against Cleveland, that's right. Got hurt in this game and then didn't play week 12 after the bye. But White finishes your RB36. But, you know, Fournette, who, let me see. All right, so the Bucks could be forced to cut Leonard Fournette this offseason as they are currently $55 million over the projected 2023 salary cap. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. He had a good season, I think, all things considered. But I guess it will depend on where he is next year. So, I mean, 668 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns, 523 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's really where, like, he was gaining his fantasy value was from these, you know, 73 receptions and 523 receiving yards. Like, a lot of his value didn't come from on the ground. He didn't score a touchdown until week 5, or excuse me, week 4. Didn't score a rushing touchdown until week 5. So, and even when you look at the second half of the season, like all his value is coming from 6 receptions, 4 receptions, 9 receptions, 4 receptions, and I think that a lot of that had to do with Buccaneers and Tom Brady liking to check down the football. So it's going to depend on where he is next year. It's going to depend if he's playing in a similar style of offense where he can get the football. I mean, and I said for a while, like Brady and Fournette had good chemistry through the air, so we'll have to see. D. Charles, what's going on? Which site are you mocking on tonight? This is Sleeper. So we always run our mocks through Sleeper. So, yep, just an easy to use, user-friendly site. Really the only fantasy platform I use for in terms of free fantasy. Micah sniped Robinson from you. I'm sorry, bro. Trade me B-Rob for Jamal. I think I'd rather have Swift and B-Rob, but either way. Godfather did a redraft, slow draft through group text 1 year. Awful idea. Oh, gosh. That does sound rough. All right, I got to get my tight end. So I'll go commit here. Oh, even Darren Waller's available. Just thought he'd be gone. Didn't even queue him up. I mean, I'm not honestly a huge fan of Darren Waller anyway, so I'm not going to beat myself up too much there, but we'll go commit. I feel like my roster looks okay tonight. I'd be okay with this team. Why not? All right, let's see. John doing the triple stack. I didn't even mean to, bro. Monty to the Eagles. I mean, I don't know, man. The Eagles are going to be tough to break down next year. I do have a feeling that Miles Sanders is not going to be there next year. But we'll see. Is Sanders going to be a free agent next year? I do take commit in a lot of mocks. Smokey, can I only join if I'm using a desktop? I couldn't through my phone right now. I'll try again and let you know once let me see, broski. Let me see if I can drop you a link. There is a way to do it. So, like, well, I don't know how it looks on your phone. But yeah, the same place where you would go to send a super chat, where it says, like, show your support. You can also join membership right there. But let me see. That link that I just sent should work for you, Smokey. I'm just taking Darren Waller. I like this little squad right here. I mean, I got 4 running backs, 4 receivers, a quarterback, and now 2 tight ends that I have some faith in. So I feel okay there. And then see what I can finish out this draft with. So appreciate you guys drafting with me tonight, man. It's been a good stream for sure. And I'm just going to take one last look at Building a queue here, and then I should be good. So, I mean, I guess since Brady's not going to be going to the Raiders, like a lot of people were, you know, theorizing, or to the Niners, could Aaron Rodgers end up on one of those teams? That's been the question I've been seeing looming out there. Find out. All right, let's see. Shane says, trade picks. You can take my 1.5 for your round 3.8 in 2024 round 1 pick. Yeah, so that's another advantage of doing the slow drafts is, you know, you can trade a little bit easier during drafts as opposed to like your typical redraft formats, faster paced drafts. Obviously, those trades aren't going to be happening as often. All right, 11th round wrapping up. Starting to see some rookies sprinkled in here too. We shouldn't allow trades during startup draft. Yeah, we'll have to kind of get a feel for what people are thinking. Oh yeah, by the way, we can't do what I did on last night's stream again, because I got a copyright. I think I got a strike. I just got a, like, the basic copyright thing from pulling up like rookie footage. So we won't be doing that again. I did go through and like select the option to trim out those parts of the stream, because it's not like a lot of people are going back and like rewatching the streams anyway. So, but if you do, you might like just get to points where things are trimmed out. So just keep that in mind if that is relevant to anyone. But yeah, I had a feeling that might happen, even though like I literally said before we started looking at rookie clips, like, you know, no copyright intended, which I don't think anyone cares about, but it is what it is. Whatever. It happens. Smokey, thank you for becoming a member, man. Welcome to it. Let's go, man. Oh, let me get you. I'll go ahead and send you that. I'll go ahead and send you the invite on Discord right now, man. All right. I'm coming, Smokey. Coming for you. Almost there. I just can't type in your username correctly. Smokey, what is your Discord name? I was looking for Smokey, then I was looking for Steelers. Hold on, didn't you just say something in the announcements? Oh, it's literally... Hold on, I can just... Michael got Tom Brady. I'm trying to... hold on, let me make a draft pick. I can't see the chat at the moment, so you probably have already responded. Wait, why won't it let me... Oh, hold on. Okay, I messaged you, bro. We're good. We're good. All right, check your Discord inbox, Smokey. Yeah, so I did see that in the video, saying for a first-year league to avoid allowing trades. I feel like most of you guys are going to want trades, so I would probably just say trade at your own risk. And like I know if we don't allow trades, like Spencer's just gonna quit, for example. But we'll put it to a vote. But I do think really the point he was making in that video is like if you do trade when you start a dynasty league, it can really like it can hurt you in the long run. But no, so I would just say do so with risk, man. Kenneth Gainwell was my next pick. You guys are starting to catch on that I like Kenneth Gainwell, aren't you? Good pick there. All right, which crappy handcuff running back do I want right here? I mean, Damian Harris set to be a free agent, could have a role somewhere next year. Rashad Penny would be the other guy I consider here. Man, Zonovan Knight, Darrell Henderson, James Robinson. All those guys were relevant this year at a point. It's just crazy, like, how much fluctuation we have in fantasy, man. I mean, but that's really it. Like, I'm scrolling down pretty far. Unless you take a chance on a rookie here. Jordan Mason. Gus the Bus. Yeah, there's like... Oh, dude, I could have drafted Tank Bigsby. I probably should have just taken a rookie, huh? Oh, well. Ooh, I want to go to the rookies only. Bro, Deuce Vaughn. Some of our boys from last night are available. Man, I'm really bummed that we can't, like, pull up... I felt like pulling up the footage like that was fun. We got Josh Downs still available. We got Booty out there. Well, I gotta start implementing rookies into some of my drafts. Just keep them, like, fresh in my head. Okay, where were we? Shane says, holding trades till round 5. Yeah, that could be an idea. Is that what he put in the video, by the way? Might be something to consider having discussion about. Ultimate betrayal with John stealing my precious one no more. Bro, I've been out here sniping tonight, not even trying to. I guess trades are fine. I'll just ask top dollar if offered something. I'm gonna get screwed. That's fair. Brett stealing all the late round quarterbacks. I was like looking for Brett's team. Oh, Kyler, Bryce Young, and Lance. Hey Spence, what's up, broski? All right, I appreciate that, Shane. Yeah, that's. I was just curious. I listened to the whole video like twice today. Dude, like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I know you guys know obviously how much I love fantasy football, but like, I got so excited last night when I was done streaming because it literally like dawned on me that from this point forward, I will have like some element of fantasy football. I mean, I already did like with the channel, but some element of fantasy football that's like an active league, like 24/7, like moving forward. And like just like forming the league last night and like getting it filled and like, you know, like going over league settings, like although that stuff can be like stressful and like being a commissioner can definitely be stressful, I was like just so excited, man. Like I just got like that. I just got auto picked because I was talking and I couldn't decide on a defense to pick, so I got Money Mac. But yeah, I was just so excited about that. I'm not gonna lie. So that's my story. But all right, let me queue up some teams, defensive teams. Let's see what happens. Taylor Gang, I will take a look at teams in just a second here. Prey had his hand up first. I haven't forgotten Prey. Tom's, I'm excited, Barry. No, I'm nervous. Yeah, man, it'll be fun though. It'll be fun. Well, you know, it's kind of tough to say, like, because the Dynasty League, like, it's not really for fun. Like, I mean, it is at the end of the day. You guys know I always say this. Like I said it so many times with the Catch Fam tournament. Like, it is just for fun. It is just fantasy football, but obviously Dynasty carries a little bit of a heavier load with it, so to speak, right? Shane, that's me now. I'm on that same page. Watched it twice last night. Yeah, and I think like if you guys are ever interested in starting your own Dynasty League, it's definitely a good intro video for sure. Let's go, Sean Payton. All right. Prey was up first, and I'm going to move down the rest of the queue. Prey, what'd you do tonight? Where are you? You're at 1.1. I'm going to look at my other screen. Okay. We've got Watson and Gino. You got your boy Gino. We got Kittle. We got C-Mac, Pollard, Zeke, Herbert, Singletary. Good running back room. Good value throughout the draft. Waddle, Olave, Lockett, Jones, Thielen. Once again, good receiver value throughout the draft. Really good receiver value throughout the draft. Bassman and the Ravens defense. A great team, Prey. Prey, you've come a long ways, man. I mean, used to be like the worst drafter on the channel, bro. You know, lately here, you've been killing it, bro. I just like giving Prey a hard time. So starting Gino or Watson. J-Dubs, thank you for the super chat, by the way. I appreciate you, bro. I'm not ignoring the super chat. Okay, let's say you're starting Gino. Starting C-Mac and Pollard, starting Kittle. Starting Olave and Lockett. Hopefully you get a little stack action there. Then you're probably flexing Zay Jones. Oh, wait. You're starting Waddle and Olave, flexing Lockett and Jones. Yeah, this team is great. Then on the bench, you got Zeke, Herbert, Thielen, Singletary, and Watson. Yeah. Yeah. Great situation for a redraft. 2 flex style. Great team, bro. Proud of you. Like my little Padawan. Okay, let's see here. Taylor Gang. What'd you do tonight, man? All right, we got Herbie and Prescott. Freiermuth and Higbee at tight end. Diggs, St. Brown, Hopkins, London, Lazard. Good, nice receiver room. Jones, Akers, Hunt, Chuba. A little bit thinner at running back, but I mean, we found like the past 2 years you can end up being thin at running back and have a really good team. So starting Herbert, Prescott on the bench is nice. Starting Freiermuth, starting Diggs and St. Brown, Jones and Akers, and probably flexing D-Hop and Drake London. Then on your bench, you're going to have Hunt, Lazard, Prescott, Chuba, and Higbee. Starting the Eagles defense and Matt Gay. Great team. Yeah, really good team. Potentially some trade value at quarterback, but you always have that insurance value with, having 2 studs like that. Like I said, a little bit thin at running back, but overall, I think this team would be just fine, man. Yeah. Nothing I can say bad about this team. It's another great draft by you, my dude. All right, coast to coast. What we do, man? Hurts. Nothing wrong with that. Danny Dimes and a nice insurance policy at 11.9. Schultz and Taysom Hill. We can't forget about Taysom Hill. Still, you're tight end 9 on the season. You're tight end 3 in standard. Not a lot of consistency there, but it is what it is when you look at the numbers, right? Good pick at 15.9, right? Sorry, we got Adams, Lamb, Higgins, Bateman. I mean, yeah, your receiver depth is not great, but how much are you really going to have to worry when you have Adams, Lamb, and Higgins? Between those guys, they tend to stay pretty healthy. Higgins had the most issues this past year. I don't know if Adams or Lamb missed any games. Adams played every game, and Lamb played every game. So Higgins missed, we're going to say 3 games because he had that game that he suited up. And no, that was week 5. So missed 2 games. But, yeah, I just don't know how much depth coming out of the draft you really need. You can definitely figure that out through trades and waiver wire, right? Dobbins, Algier, Gibbs, Mitchell, Madison. Good late-round running back value. Obviously, you started by stacking up at the receiver position. Then you got a stud quarterback. So running backs can be a little bit weaker naturally, but I think you still got good value throughout this draft. So starting Hurts, starting Schultz, starting Adams and Lamb, Dobbins and Algier, flexing Higgins. Then your second flex, you'd figure it out between Gibbs, Bateman, Mitchell, Madison, Hill, free agents, and via trade, right? Starting the Cowboys defense and Robbie Gould. So another good team, man. Yeah, receivers are obviously terrifying on this team, and you got Hurts, you got a good tight end, 2 really good value running backs in Dobbins and Algier. So good squad, bro. Chase at the 1.12. We got Danger Russ on this team, led by a new offensive guru and Sean Payton. We got Matthew Staff infection. Chicken Conquo at tight end. So I think you could be a little bit worried about these quarterbacks and tight ends, but you could also pay off, right? Running backs, we got Henry, Sanders, Dillon, Cook, Patterson. I'm good at that. Receivers, we got Brown, Allen, Judy, Pickens, Mooney, Elijah. More Rams defense, no kicker. So starting Russell Wilson and Nkonkwo. I don't know how confident I am in Nkonkwo as a full-time starter, like in redraft formats. I mean, obviously he went super late round tight end. I'd probably take a chance on Greg Dulcich over Nkonkwo, but even at that point, the argument for Nkonkwo is not too bad. So not completely against it, but I think you might feel a little bit shaky coming out of a draft with just Russ, Stafford, and Nkonkwo at those positions. But regardless, you're starting Wilson and Nkonkwo, starting A.J. Brown and Keenan Allen, Derrick Henry, and let's say Miles Sanders. Then you're, two flexes. I mean, you got A.J. Dillon, Judy, Pickens, Cook, Mooney, Patterson, and more. You're in a good position there. Like, some of those guys might fluctuate throughout the season. None of those guys really had consistent seasons, but there's still really good values throughout the fifth, or between the 5th and 12th rounds for sure. So, yeah, I like this team, but I think you probably agree that you're not 110% confident in the quarterback and tight end room, but in terms of late round value, I'm not completely against it. And I mean, you are a Broncos fan, so I'm not gonna dog you too hard for taking Russ, right? All right, let's see. Fantasy football is life. That's right, Prey. Check this out, Prey. Pinned your message. Let's go. Gosh, that's kind of messing up my. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay. Spence, you got your boy Kelsey tonight. Cousins and Stroud, good late round quarterback value. Obviously, you're set at tight end. Jacobs, Javonte, Pacheco, White, Edmonds, good running back value. Cooper, your boy. Pittman, Sutton, Juju, DPJ, and Josh Downs. Yeah, good receiver. I mean, this is just you just hit good value. There's nothing outside of Kelsey on this team that really jumps off the screen for me, but I do think it's a good, consistent team head to toe. You got the Niners defense in there as well. So starting Cousins, starting Kelsey, Jacobs, and let's say Pacheco. Cooper and Pittman. Then in the two flexes, you're going to have Javonte, White, Sutton, Juju, DPJ, and rookie Josh Downs. So did I say Edmonds? Edmonds is in there as well, obviously. So good team. Feels like a very Spencer-esque team. Nothing wrong with that, though. Marco, what'd you do tonight, man? We got Lamar Jackson and T-Hawk. I'm good at that. J.J. Ridley, Ayuk, Quentin Johnson, Zach Flowers, Breece Hall, Stevenson, Charbonnet, Tucker, Carter, Mostert, Jason Myers, the Bucs defense. A lot of rookies here, but not completely against that. I do feel like come actual draft time, you'd probably only come out of your draft with 2 to 3 total rookies. So you've got 4 on this team, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that per se. But usually when it comes time to actually draft, you end up with less rookies on your team. But just because they're going to be actually drafted to actual teams and kind of rise or fall in fantasy draft value, and more people will become acquainted when they are on actual teams. But nonetheless, it's fine for now, right? Nothing wrong with that. Jackson and Hawkinson obviously starting. JJ and Ridley, I would argue, starting. Breece Hall and Stevenson starting. Definitely flexing Ayuk. And then for your second flex, you're just looking at which one of these rookies you feel like is in the best situation to start the year. Then you got 2 handcuffs in Carter and Mostert more than likely, although he'll be a free agent next year if I'm not mistaken. And you got Myers and the Bucs defense. Oh, good team, man. Good team. For sure. Bach in the Jack. Oh, why do I keep saying Bach? It's Box in the Jack. Josh Allen and Rodgers are good there. You got Ingram, you're good there. Kupp, Metcalf, J-Mo, Dotson, MBS, Chark. Good receiver value throughout this draft, man. Chubb, Connor, McKinnon, Pirine. I'm good at that, but McKinnon and Pirine will be free agents next year. But still, at this point in time, worth drafting where you draft them for sure. Justin Tucker and the Lions defense. So, starting Josh Allen, starting Ingram, starting Kupp and Metcalf, Chubb and Connor. Then you're in a good position for your flex. Maybe not a ton of consistency here, but a lot of upside between J-Mo, Dotson, and MVS, and even Chark, right? And then McKinnon and Pirine, like I said, just depends on where they are next year, but still fine with that. So, yeah, ultimately a good squad overall. I like it. Rodgers at the end, too. Worst drafter on the channel we've always known has been Stephen. Jeez. Micah went with the later round quarterback strat. All right, we got Tua time and Goff. I'm good at that for late round quarterback value. I'm definitely good at that, man. Kyle Pitts and Greggy D. Good at that, man. Eckler, Bijan, Jamal, and Gainwell. So obviously, he started heavy at running back, then he held off, and I still think he got good value in Jamal and Gainwell. Receivers, we got Garrett Wilson, Devonta Smith, Hollywood Brown, Deontay Johnson, Kadarius Toney, and Brandon Cooks. I like it. So you're starting Tua or Goff, starting Pitts, starting Eckler and Bijan, starting Wilson and Smith. Then you're probably flexing Hollywood and Deontay to start the year, which leaves you with Jamal Williams, who at the moment is set to be a free agent, will probably be re-signed by the Lions, but we don't know. Tony Cooks and Gainwell on the bench, and Greg Dulcich on the bench. Jets defense, yeah. Good team. For a late round quarterback strat, I think it went just fine for you, man. Yeah. Stacked up at kind of at receiver. Got some good value running backs. I do like, usually when you go late round quarterback, I do like getting 2 quarterbacks. Just to kind of even out the potential value. So, yeah. I like Tua and Goff right there. Good job, man. Let's see. Thanks again, J-Dubs, for the $5 don't know. Emojis in the chat for J-Dubs. There's a Call of Duty streamer. Actually, I don't know what he's streaming right now because no one really likes COD, I guess. But his name's Arbuckle. He only has one hand, and he is he lives in the same area as me. I don't know him at all. I just started watching him one night because he showed up in my algorithm. I hadn't watched Warzone in a while, and I really liked his play style, and he's phenomenal, and he only has one hand, which is super dope, right? And I still watch him here and there when I have time, but whenever he gets a super chat, he says that he's thank you for the $5 don't know. I don't know, and it's just stuck with me. So in case you guys are wondering why I say don't know, it's because of Arbuckle. So shout out to Arbuckle. All right, let's see here. All right, Brett, what we do, broski? 4 quarterbacks. I don't think you ever need to come out of your draft with 4 quarterbacks, especially if you draft a guy like Trevor Lawrence, but I respect it. Could force some trade value, I guess. Although in most of my leagues, I didn't necessarily set a concrete rule, but I do feel like there are plenty of fantasy leagues out there who have a rule set in place that you can only draft a certain number of quarterbacks. Because if you think about this team, right, let's say in the 12th round, you also drafted Jared Goff. You have 5 starting quarterbacks, potentially, even if Kyler misses time and Bryce Young doesn't start right away and Trey Lance v. Brock Purdy is a thing, right? It literally can ruin your league. It can literally ruin someone's team. So, but outside of that, I don't think you need to come out of a draft with 4 quarterbacks. But nonetheless, we have 4 quarterbacks here tonight. Obviously, your QB room is set. I think you could have stopped at T-Law Murray or T-Law Lance or T-Law and Bryce Young. You got your concrete starter in Lawrence, and then you got to take a chance on a guy maybe like Kyler, who still had a good year, but obviously got hurt. And on top of that, you could pair him with a Bryce Young or Trey Lance. You bring some upside as well. But nonetheless, we got Goddard at tight end. I'm good at that. Barkley and Cook, Gibson and Edwards. I do think you're okay at running back here, but Edwards, Allaire, and Gibson on the bench make me feel a little bit shaky. Debo, McLaurin, Watson, and Addison. Pretty good receiver room. But that's kind of where you take a hit here is you only have 4 running backs. You only have 4 receivers. And you probably want to come out with a little bit more depth. So, if you replace 2 of those quarterback picks with 1 running back, 1 receiver, you probably feel a little bit better, more complete coming out of your draft, so to speak. But nonetheless, starting T-Law, starting Goddard, Barkley and Cook, Debo, and McLaurin. Then probably flexing Watson and Gibson or Addison. So, your core roster will still be just fine. But anyways, let me know why you went with 4 running backs tonight. But overall, I think it's okay. Like I said, your core roster is still fine. Chase, I was resisting the urge to draft Dolchich because I do it every time, but you're right. No worries, man. It's good to switch it up, man. If Superflex, Kenny Pickett might be my guy for the Superflex. Man, I actually really like Pickett in Dynasty Leagues. So. Bruce. We got my homies Njoku, and we got Michael Mayer, a.k.a. Michael Myers, at tight end. Receiver, we got Hill, Godwin, JSN, Burks, and Myers. Running back, we got Walker, Pierce, Monty, Foreman, and Wilson. Pats defense, and Danny Carlson. Good team, man. So, we're starting Mahomes, starting Njoku, starting Hill and Godwin, starting Walker and Pierce. Then you're probably flexing Monty and JSN or Burks. So, yeah, like I said, a good team that's going to leave you with either JSN or Burks on the bench. Foreman, Myers, Wilson, and Mayer. I mean, you got the #1 defense and #1 kicker from last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think Carlson through week 18 finishes week 1, or kicker 1, excuse me, but through week 17 was not kicker 1. But Pat's defense had another stellar year. So, yeah, great team, man. I feel good about it for sure. In League 1, how's the Superflex vote going? Let me take a look. Yeah, I think in League 2, only one person has voted. Here, I just voted in it. Hey, Smokey's in League 1. Let's go. In League 1, there's 12 total people. 8 people have voted. It is a 50-50 split. 4 people yes, 4 people no. Worst trader on the channel, Steven. Yep. I got bored in late rounds. I want to take a swing at some quarterbacks today. I'm with it, bro. Micah says, I'm not playing, but you got to do Superflex. Yeah, the more and more I've looked at it, that's basically what people say. So we will have a discussion about it. Like I said, like 90-95% of Dynasty advice is based around Superflex format. So, like, you know, when you see people do a Dynasty, like, draft and you're seeing the first 5 picks are Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, and Justin Herbert, or Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, whoever, first 6 or 7 picks. Like, part of that is, yes, you want to establish for the long run your, like, franchise quarterback who you're going to stick with for a period of time, and that's going to establish your team. But the other aspect is because you're playing a super flex format, and quarterbacks are going to be a higher value throughout the draft. So, but we'll figure it out. We'll continue to have these discussions. I am leaning, like, I voted yes for the super flex option, but it's going to ultimately be a vote. And then if it gets to a point where, like, we vote on it and people are having maybe a large disagreement about it, we'll have a further discussion about what you guys think we need to do, and then we'll take it to a second poll. But I do think, with League 2 so far, like, I mean, all you guys have been around the channel long enough that, like, I feel like things will go smoothly. But I know in League 1, like, everyone is just trying to put out the best potential options for the league and everything, and, like, just make it the best possible league. So I know at the end of the day, like, even if there is a disagreement per se on what we should do in terms of the format, you guys are going to come to you're going to agree to disagree at worst, and everything's going to run smoothly, and it's going to be a lot of fun and a great league either way. So we'll get everything figured out for sure. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the night. That's going to wrap up the stream. So another great 2023, way too early 2023 fantasy football mock draft in the books. You guys killed it tonight, man. Great drafting. I appreciate you guys tonight. I appreciate you guys drafting with me. I had fun. Hope you guys had fun. It was a great stream, honestly. Let's take a look at my team, and then we'll wrap it up. So, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel and you tuned in. Check out the links down below. Join our Discord. Follow us on Instagram. You guys know what to do. Who did I end up with tonight? Burrow, quarterback, Komet, and Waller, tight end. I'm good at that. ETN, Swift, Kamara, Robinson, Damon Harris. I really wanted Kenneth Gainwell, but it is what it is. I still like that running back room. Jamar Chase, Mike Williams, DJ Moore, Tyler Boyd, Rondell Moore. I feel really good about that receiver value. Money Mack and the Broncos defense. So starting Burrow, starting Komet, starting Chase and Mike Williams, starting Etienne and Swift. Then I'm flexing some combination of Kamara, DJ Moore, Brian Robinson, Boyd, Darren Waller, Rondell Moore, and Damian Harris. I would actually really be happy with this team at the end of the day. So, yeah, I like the team a lot. Have a good night, Box and the Jack. J-Dub's going for the pick and stack. I do really like Pickett going into next year, or from a dynasty perspective. Just think Superflex makes rookie quarterbacks have value. You don't care as much about Bryce Young or Stroud. It makes them interesting to have the depth. Yeah, that was another point. That was, something I came across as well, is that, like, sometimes you're going to end up drafting guys at quarterback in very early stages, and you might not be able to start them in your quarterback spot, but you might have a chance to compete because you can throw them in the Superflex. And even if they have those kind of mediocre games that rookie quarterbacks have, where they're only getting 12, 13, 14, 15 points. I was going to keep going. 16, 17, 18 points. They still bring some value to your squad and give you a chance in the flex spot. So, J-Dub's trades will be stagnant without Superflex. I'm seeing more for videos. Yep, absolutely. It affects the trade market immensely. And keep in mind, guys, like the other dynamic with Dynasty that I hadn't even thought about, there's essentially going to be no free agents. Like, there's going to be no waiver wire. So keep that in mind too. You're going to get in situations where you might want to be able to flex Kenny Pickett because two of your players got hurt and there's no one out there on the waiver wire for you. So just something to keep in mind. And we'll keep having these discussions, and I think the league's going to end up being the best overall potential league that it could be. So we'll see what happens, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for the night. So thank you guys so much for drafting with me tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for talking football, talking fantasy football, talking dynasty football. So great stream. Smash the like, smash the subscribe button. Check out the links down below. And tomorrow night, Steven won't be able to make it this week to the stream, so it'll just be me. And we'll run another mock tomorrow unless I end up brain dead and feel like I can't stream. But more than likely, I'll be on tomorrow. We'll run another mock, and that's just kind of gonna be what we do for the week, as we have no football except for Peyton v. Eli flag football this weekend. So, yep. J-Dubs, I did get a copyright claim. I got 2 of them yesterday, so no more pulling up rookie videos, unfortunately, bro. But J-Dubs, have a good night. Thomas, have a good night. Shane, have a good night. I appreciate you guys. Micah, Box and the Jack, Brett, Bruce, J-Dubs, thank you again for the super chat. Spencer, Thomas, Marco, Chase, Coast to Coast, Taylor Gang, Shane, Thomas. Did I already say Thomas? My brain's really not working right now. X Factor, Charles, Albert, Fantasy Dog, Godfather, Sir Bongs a lot. It's Crypt. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. I appreciate you guys, man. Everyone have a great night. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. So, great stream. Appreciate you guys, man. Love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Everyone take care. Have a safe night. Talk to you guys soon. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch.